Alrighty, here we go. BackChat Late's pre-season practice matches. Let's talk about what's happening over here on the West, Dan.
I did see a video today. It was really shoddily filmed about West Coast's intra-club match that they played today. Tell me about intra-club matches. Do they mean anything? Are they what are they doing with them? Go.
I mean, it wasn't streamed. I saw a bit of feedback online about that. West Coast decided not to stream it, which I don't know what's going on there. Are we hiding trade secrets? Are we hiding something that's just going to be shown next week on TV? I think so. Look, pre-season, for me anyway, is building up to these moments where you start playing matches. So knowing a lot of players inside, they're the same. They've been waiting to play these sort of games. But what do these sort of matches actually mean? Like the practice scratch matches? Not a lot.
Scratchies.
They don't mean a lot for, senior, well positioned players that have got a spot on the list and they definitely have a spot in the team every week. So probably, I don't know, first 14 picked. But that 8 players making up the 22, this is their time. There's the 8 that'll play, and then there's probably another 8 to 10 that could take those spots. So this is their time to really shine. So it is important for some, but not the senior guys.
Did you were you apprehensive about playing in them? Were you like, oh man, I just don't need to get injured. I just need to get through this.
I was never guaranteed a spot, so I was trying to impress someone, probably, and never went that well because I didn't play in many round one games. So maybe I should have been looking at it as a more important game to me, a senior player. But yeah, injuries, it's never actually a thing you think about, Dan, to be honest. If you went into games thinking about injuries, it'd be like surgeons going into surgery thinking about nicking an artery. Like you train,
It's
no,
true.
seriously yeah, like probably a worse
Yeah, that could be
result there.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah, but it is the same. It is the same sort of concept. Like you're trained to play and hit hard, and you worry about that. And if a mistake happens and you get injured, well, you have to deal with the consequences. But you're not actually thinking about it.
Yeah, but the young guys that are just coming into the club, that sort of 8, 6 that are on the fringe, they're going hard. They need to impress.
Yeah, correct. And like so a little bit of insight for like these sort of games, the clubs and West Coast, because that's all I played at, will throw players and magnets around a bit. They'll play players in different positions. They'll give people a trial in different areas. They'll make sure everyone gets a go almost. It's like Auskick, like get everyone a touch, let them go. But there will be a period in the game where they play their best 18 on the field together because in the end, you need to use match practice to get that chemistry. So there's no use playing a game and having people out of position the whole game, right? So
Yeah,
I did notice, and this is a shout out, the nice little media watch here. Steve Allen, Scuba Steve, works for Channel 10. Like his work, he's insightful, gets to the bottom of things pretty quickly. He put a tweet out of West Coast team in the practice match just gone Friday night of a quarter and the exact lineup of that quarter. And I can almost guarantee you this is the team that they'll be looking to roll out at least for NAB 1. But round 1, this is a potential side that we're looking at. Would you want to have a listen to it?
yeah. Let's go.
And I think it's pretty much all of
Pretty
that,
spot on.
with every, yeah, there's obviously no Darling, no Shuey, guy, no Cripps. They've got a lot of injuries at the moment at West Coast, but this is the
Yeah,
best they've got together. In the back line, we'll start with the best. McGovern was in the back pocket, apparently. Cole, Rotham, Hearn, Witherden, Nelson. Now, I name them as a back six because you don't really play in positions. Notable absentee from there. I don't know if you noticed. Someone that may be relevant to the
Tommy
backchat community.
Barras.
No Tom Barras there, Dan. Just making sure you're
Okay.
paying attention there at
Yeah,
home.
yeah. Paying
He was
attention.
not.
Yep.
He was not named in the forward line, but please stay tuned. In the midfield, this is an interesting line. On the wings, Gaff. Well, we know he plays there all the time.
All the
Campbell
time.
Chesser, the young man that if you haven't been paying close attention, he was the lad that was pictured in the 10XL
Yeah,
Castore jumper on draft night.
yeah,
He's on the other wing. They've got Yowie in the middle, but Chesser on the wing. So, like I said, I reckon this will be pretty close to their round one team, depending on availability. Moving
yep.
to the forward line. Liam Ryan, Jake Waterman, who played really well, and he's going to have to play a big part. If there's no Jack Darling, Oscar Allen's
Yeah.
in a moon boot. People forget about Jake Waterman. He's a key forward, so he's going to have to play a big, big part in this team.
I've actually
Jermaine Jones,
sorry to interrupt. I've actually been
yeah,
because I like to get on the Reddit forums and stuff. Also, the
and
West
get
Coast
banned.
Eagles Discord that I've been sort of being a part of as well. People are very excited about the prospect of Jake the Snake getting a proper spot at the forward line. If Darling isn't there round one, people are like, okay, let's go. Let's give him a go. Let's
Yeah,
make that happen.
and he's legit as well. Like really fit guy, great, great motor, and he's a smart footy player. So
Yep.
look,
Okay.
he'll be the centre half forward, I think, with JK in behind him at full forward. Jermaine Jones, number 31. We'd love to see that. Now
Yeah,
in the
boy,
forward pocket,
31. Yep.
in the forward pocket, as we spoke about, 0 goals to his name, 99 games. Could it be game 1 this year? Tom Barras in the forward pocket for his first ever career goal, Dan. What do you
They need to
think?
get him. Is that something that would weigh on him? Like, I just got to get that one and get it out of the way?
Oh,
Surely.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure we asked him that, didn't we? We should have probably
Maybe
asked him that. I don't know.
maybe game 100, kicking the first goal, it could be poetic.
Natanui is in the. Oh, sorry. Zach Langdon is in the other forward pocket.
Yep.
No Cripps there, obviously. Willie Rioli is missing from this team also. Natanui, Redden, Sheed, pretty experienced centre line there with Yo in the actual centre position. And then the
Yep.
bench, Petruccelli, Harry Edwards, Tim Kelly, and Bailey Williams. So I think that'll be pretty close to West Coast full side. So that was only 1/4 of the practice match. I thought it was a pretty good pickup by Scuba Steve.
Yep. And because they're not going to, like you said, they're not going to waste an entire game on just messing around with lineups. They need to try their proper lineup at least at one point.
Yeah. So, I mean, the biggest surprise out of that is Tommy Barras, but I think you'll have to see someone floating through there. I think they're pretty high on Harry Edwards and his development as a key back. No Darling. Kennedy's getting older. No Oscar Allen currently. He's in a moon boot. You don't have a lot of depth behind that. So I think you'll find someone taller floating through there. And if it's Tom Barras, well, I know what our bet's going to be round 1 of West Coast. Tom Barras to kick the first goal of the game. We're going to ride him home.
That'd be huge. Yeah. That would be 35-1, I reckon, at least. Why would Tim Kelly be starting off? That would just be a movement thing for pre-game?
Yeah,
For
the bench
pre-season.
means nothing. Do you know that? The bench doesn't mean anything. Like the first rotation in the midfield especially is about 2.5 to 3 minutes into the game. And yet you have to get that going because if the first rotation doesn't happen, if you wait 9 minutes, it just means everything's going. So you have to just get it going. It seems stupid to only play for 3 minutes, but it's to make sure
Right.
the rotations get going. Does that make
So
sense
you
to you?
potentially put someone like lesser quality or,
No,
you know,
no. But like they will start their best midfield on the ground. But if you
Yeah,
start on
right.
the bench, it doesn't mean that you're going to spend the game on the bench like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
used
yeah.
to. You're coming
Yeah,
on 3
right.
minutes in and you're in a normal rotation. So then there's 120 minutes to play in 3 midfield positions with 4 players, and they're going to split that in evenly.
Yeah. What about the players that really step up their games, the preseason heroes? What happens when a player just absolutely tears it down in a preseason game? Does that mean anything?
It does. It does and it doesn't. You cannot replicate real life footy until you get to the real stuff. So you can have the best preseason you want, and it gets to the real stuff, you don't perform, you're out of the team pretty quickly. But if you're in that 8 players that aren't guaranteed a spot every week, having a good preseason is better than having a poor preseason. And in having the best preseason, like being that November, December, January hero where everyone's talking about you setting the training track alight, he's training the house down, all the cliches come out.
Yeah.
You'd rather it be like that than, what's that person doing? Well, I haven't seen
Yeah.
them, haven't heard from them, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't make or break you. Like you're not guaranteed a spot because you have a good preseason. Do you want to know who West Coast is this year?
Yes, I want to know who the preseason hero is for West Coast.
I'll give you a guess, actually. He's in that 18. He's in this forward half. So he's in It's between Ryan, Waterman, Jones, Barras, Kennedy, Langdon, Petruccelli, Williams.
I'm going to go with Jones. Is he the
I mean, it
preseason
would
hero?
make sense. Like the 31 would make sense to be setting the training track alight, but it is not Jermaine Jones. Although I have heard he's been training well. Jack Petruccelli has been training the house down. That's right, Jack Petruccelli. He has been apparently he's put his speed, he's coupled it with fitness, which he hasn't been an
Yeah, okay.
unfit guy, but he's now figured it out apparently, and there's not many players in the league like it, Dan, that are quick and fit.
Yep.
You're either quick or fit. You don't often get both.
That's probably been so when I've watched footy with Dino, my dad, he loves Petrocelli running, but he wants him to do more. So if he's going to give us something more, as a fan, I'd be stoked.
You know when Mitch Johnson spoke about Shane Watson. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I
Spoke
remember
about he spoke
how
about
much
the
he had to
criticism
do.
of. Well, yeah, and he spoke about the criticism of him. And people expected so much, but maybe that was just all he could give, right? Like
Yep.
that's the same with a guy like Petruccelli and a Jetta, like similar sort of guys. People are like, oh, what we want more, we want this. Maybe he's just quick. Maybe Jack is just the quickest man alive, and he's quicker than everyone. Like he already is doing stuff better than other people. So why don't we just accept that? But apparently, he's now quick and fit, and he's getting the ball, and he's getting the more contests, and he's going to give the West Coast fans more. So there you go, Jack Petruccelli. There's your round. I reckon there's your round one, starting 18, barring injuries, and you've had
Yep.
it here first, I suppose. BackChat
I've got a
lads.
question for you.
Mm.
This might be a hard answer. Anyone that you've ever seen train and then play preseason really well, where they've played themselves into a position that they don't usually play in? So say you've always been a backman, but then they just like go, let's put Scully in the forward line for like a preseason game or two, and they're like,
Mm.
oh man, this guy can kick goals. Have you ever seen like a big shift like that?
Gov, like Gov, really. They were playing him as a forward and a ruckman, and he's a now and all no seriously, and it was because he just wanted an opportunity, and he was that confident of his own abilities that he was just like, play me anywhere, I'm the man. But we figured out he's a backman. He's a full-time All-Australian
Yeah.
backman. But he was a forward and a ruckman. So it may not have been by choice, or whatever it was, but he was definitely a forward and a ruckman when he was drafted. Like his brother Mitch
Yeah.
at Carlton now. He's a forward. That's what Gov was. So maybe Gov just couldn't make it as a forward, but he's a backman.
Very good point you raised earlier about preseason sort of intra-club matches not being streamed. I would love to watch that as a fan. Give me something. It's been months.
Well, you know what,
Like,
Dan? Funny you
yeah,
brought that up. Even though it's
okay,
not, I mean, it's not the preseason intra-club match. West Coast Freo come up this week. BackChat has representation. BackChat, one of us, is special comments in the Freo West Coast first game this weekend. Do you know
there you
which one of
go.
us it is?
I wish you could come along with me, but it's but only one of us can go. No, so you're going to be there on
Uh,
the sideline, are you?
yeah. I'm calling the game on KO. Adam Papalia is play-by-play, and BackChat's own Will Schofield special comments. So it's going to be fun. So we're going to get
Huge.
some nice little insight. So looking forward to it. It's going
Save
to be
them.
fun.
Save them for the pod for the show.
Okay. Or maybe a
Yeah.
BackChat late. I think
Hmm.
we're done here, mate.